Here in the force of Elandril, we elves defend the woods from beasts and men. I myself have helped drive off goblin raiders, slain a giant spider, and composed an elven symphony for the Blood Moon Harvest Festival, and that was before lunch. So when I'm not sliding down the trunk of a barbarian elephant beast after killing it and its occupants with only my dagger and a few arrows, I look forward to coming home to a Dungeon Crate. Dungeon Crate is a monthly subscription box service crafted specifically for RPG and tabletop gamers. Miniatures, dice, tokens, coins, maps, modules, terrain pieces, handmade items, RPG jewelry, and more are yours for only a few gold per month. You even get a digital crate along with a physical one as an added bonus. As an elf, I appreciate quality craftsmanship, and Dungeon Crate delivers, even if it's put together by humans.
Sir, sentries have discovered several dwarves and a wizard trespassing in our woods.
I was wondering what that smell was. DungeonCrate.com. Are you ready? Let the adventure begin.
Hello, everyone. This is Bruce War Chief Hoover.
Mark the Dwarf Kokiatric.
Christy Enforcer Vasquez.
And Kyle Darth Cooch Kokenbecker.
And I want to take this chance to welcome you guys to the Comic Clowns, brought to you by Dungeon Crate. We have our promo code in there. It's pretty much your one-stop thing for like getting all your stuff Dungeons and Dragons. They'll send you a monthly crate and a virtual crate. You guys will get some cool stuff. You heard the promo at the beginning of this. Like it, love it. You guys get $5 off if you guys do our thing. It's awesome.
Perfect. Yes.
And we're the Comic Clowns. We're your one-stop shop for everything nerdy, geeky, culture, you name it. We have a guy that's like literally dedicated to finding nerd news like all day. I don't know if we didn't ask him to do it. He just does it. I don't know if that speaks more for us or for him.
Me. Definitely me.
I think that speaks better for us as a group and less for his life.
Yes.
I do okay.
I know.
Is it life?
You guys can also find us like live every Sunday. You guys can join the chat room. I've invited two people to come by. I know people have been busy because Con the Elite was this weekend, and a couple of people were out. And I wanted Steve Hannon to pop by into the chat room and just
That
like
would be
destroy.
fun.
I messaged him directly. He said he was busy though. He was in Louisville. And he'd be coming back today, so he didn't know if he'd make it in time to join the chat room to debate us.
Because he's seen this like 3 times already.
He's seen it. He's seen the movie three times already. He's gone 3 times. He's like, I messaged him like, hey man, how's it going? He's like, he messaged me like an hour and a half later. Just got out of my 3rd viewing. I'm like, holy crap. Okay. We were supposed to have Mid-Coast Connection, but you're not here. Who did our beat? Going to be doing more stuff for us in the future, but they were busy.
Did our beat.
They did the beat at the beginning of the intro song.
Trying to sound street on this one?
A beat isn't street.
They did our intro music.
Beat is also music in general?
No, it's a little red vegetable.
More purple? Depending how you cook it.
Tomato.
That's definitely red. That's a fruit, not a vegetable.
It's what gives red velvet its red color.
Oh, jeez. And thus, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, your one-stop shop for food information as well.
I can do that too. I do. I dabble in both.
I seriously thought we were supposed to be debating on Star Wars here, but I guess we're debating on food.
We're getting to the blue milk.
Oh, okay.
I got this.
Don't worry, we're going to get there in a minute. We got this. Okay. But first things first, we want to talk about a couple things for video games, for news, because we got to get the news out of the way before we talk about the things that we want to talk about.
Yes,
so
yes.
what
I want to talk about the news. The news is fun.
I know the news is fun. Let me get the little stuff out of the way, which was that for Dragon Ball Z, if you guys have not been keeping up with the Dragon Ball Fighters, they have been dropping characters left and right. They've kept original to the original series all the way up to Majin Buu. Like the latest one was Kid Buu being released, which was awesome. You're like, and when they're bringing in different characters, but they're bringing like some like clones of characters, but the fighting techniques on them all are completely different.
Oh, okay.
So that's the good part so far.
Nice.
But they just went, they want to give everyone that little slip of hope, and they went, you know what, we're not just going to stick to the original series, we're going to stick to Super as well. And they just released OP Beerus. If you look at his stats,
Not just Beerus, OP Beerus.
OP Beerus.
Okay.
And then you have But with Beerus comes a new thing. They also did Black as well, and they also did Hit. Hit's going to be very technical because of time stop counters. It's going to be really cool. But what they introduced with Beerus was like a new mechanic. Like they did before was if you did 18's finishing move and did Krillin on your team, she doesn't have 17 come out, she has Krillin come out. And they did that with a couple different characters. Well, Beerus, if he flicks the head of one of his moves is like the head flick that he does to Goku. If he does it to Black, apparently he does something completely different.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be completely different.
So they took stats into consideration.
No, not stats. Not even stats. It's like interaction.
Take scenes from the show because if Nappa kills Yamcha with the Cybermen, there's a cutscene that shows him in a crater.
Oh, okay. So nice.
They've done like a whole bunch of different if they kill Piccolo, if he kills Piccolo with the mouth beam, it's supposed to like probably do the Gohan one.
Nice.
And not everyone's getting the whole like super explosion like finishing maneuver. Gohan has a transformation one where he goes Elder. Like, and if you how many bars, it empties your complete super meter, just empties it.
Oh, nice.
And you stay, depending on how much you wasted, it depends on how long you stay in it. And you haven't seen much on it yet, except for like it extends combos, it makes it faster. So like everything's getting different. Black is obviously a carbon copy of Goku, but he's going to have a hand sword and a scythe. Really excited for that. Their biggest advice to fighting Black was stay away from the scythe. I guess as a fighting game, people, we just don't know that. Nicely pointy cut. I think I should go near that. So I'm excited.
Shiny, I want to touch it.
It's pink, so I'm really curious. I want to know if like when they do Black everything, if they're gonna change like not only his color, like but his Super Saiyan hair as well.
Isn't Black's hair pink?
It is. Okay. So his energy follows, and so Blue Goku's energy attacks follow that as well. But it's kind of funny. I want to see if like if you give like a new costume change, if they'll like put it like, you know, magenta, and like he'll get a magenta scythe. Like that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
like
nice.
I want to see how that works out. But they're also adding in the Dragon Ball system, and the Dragon Ball system is not like what you've been playing, Chris.
Well, I know.
That crap happens in the middle of the fight.
Oh, nice.
Make a wish in the middle of the fight. Now here's the question:
How do you earn the balls?
the balls come in combos. Now, how do you stop the combos? How do you stop the ball? Say you're about to win, right? And you don't want to extend the match any longer. How do I stop the Dragon Balls? Because it says once the Dragon Balls are collected by any character, either character can make a wish. It's like, wait, if I get like 6 out of the 7 Dragon Balls and he gets like the 7th one, does it mean he gets the wish? They were very vague on that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They were incredibly vague. And you're like, okay, so now they add that random mechanic because one is like resurrect my team and give them like a quarter life. One is put me back to full life. The other one is like put all my blue life back to full life.
Yep.
Other one's increase
The entire
give me
team's blue life.
Yeah, entire team's blue life back to life. And then the other ones give me a rage meter, like an
nice.
extra
Okay.
rage meter. I'm like, okay, that's really just like, okay, they're really doing things like out of the box on this one, and I'm very interested.
They're really Dragon Balling this.
Yeah. They're really dragging the shit, Dragon Balling the shit out of this. So that was that one. So we're gonna keep. It comes out February, or is it January?
I'm pretty sure it's like on your birthday.
No,
Yeah.
that was Monster Hunter.
That was Monster Hunter. It comes out on his birthday.
It's like January 26th. This comes out. This is the end of January.
Oh, it's the end of December, but yeah. Oh,
No,
you mean
the game. Yeah, it's like January 26th.
If so, then I'm excited because then I still got the money on that one.
the end of January.
Awesome. That's great. I'm in. I'm gonna be streaming that for like ever. It's gonna be great. And then Kyle, you want to make the other announcement?
Well, I mean, everyone should already know about this,
yeah.
but Disney, officially owns the world. I mean, Fox.
They're getting there.
They're getting there.
Yes.
I want you guys to take 5 seconds steps back and tell me now who's your new favorite Disney princess? Because right now I am tied between either was Steve Curry's character from Rocky from Rocky Horror Picture Show, because he is
Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yes, Dr. Frankfurt is I think he's now like a Disney queen. I guess it would be the way to look at that one. The xenomorphs from Aliens, because they're knocked out of a queen, and they're all Disney princesses.
Yeah.
Either that or the weird chick from Hellraiser, because they also own Hellraiser as well.
Oh, that's right. Oh, boy.
They own a lot.
Is anybody else like really excited to see Hank Hill in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite now?
Yes.
Gonna whoop your ass with propane and propane accessories.
He's going to Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that as well. You can go there as well.
So the Simpsons are in Kingdom Hearts confirmed.
They're everywhere now. Disney owns the world.
Yeah.
Is there anything else news that we want to talk about really quick?
Well, what do you guys actually feel about this? I mean, where do you want them, now that they have everyone, what do you want them to do?
Well,
Onslaught.
Well, like,
No, it can happen.
I'm well aware.
I'll let Mark explain or do his bit before I explain why Onslaught can happen now.
why Onslaught can have.
I
Yeah.
know why I can.
Better, yeah, like we've been talking about, better Doctor Doom, but maybe not through like Fantastic Four, but his own story. Get him going. Like, let's show the world what Doctor Doom is really like, because we all know how he is in the comic books, but no one really knows how he is in the cinematic world. They just keep getting these weird, random bad guys, hackers. Yeah, I was like, who is this?
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to a Doctor Doom. I'm really interested what they're gonna do with Deadpool now, because didn't they say that they were gonna keep him as is?
They said they were going to keep all rated R creative storylines.
I'm interested to see what Disney's going to do with that. I'm
Actually
very
looking at opening an entire rated R MCU.
See, I am very interested now.
I don't think they should. I think they should just take the MCU and just make it rated R, because it's going to be too many storylines on the side, too many differences. It's going to be.
I don't think there should be a connected universe.
But they're going to. There shouldn't be
You
a
gotta
U.
have the tie-ins.
No, the tie-ins are fine. You can have team-ups.
Right,
But
yeah.
not every movie needs to connect.
You're right. Yeah, I don't.
No, it doesn't need to. But
I don't think
the way
it
they've
needs
written
to
it,
connect. Yeah.
the way they've written it, they've written
mean-
themselves into the corner of it has to.
Well, yeah, 6 Infinity Stones. You kind of have to. Mm-hmm. But Illuminati, goddammit.
Oh, the Illuminati was just a given. I was going to let that one. I was going to let you have the Illuminati. Because then we can use Amadeus Cho Hulk, because he's got his own World War Hulk coming out in the thing.
Now we can actually get a World War Hulk movie.
We can use because see, here's the thing: they own the World War Hulk storylines, but they won't own the Amadeus Cho storyline. So Universal won't have that. So that means we can use Amadeus Cho and do a World War Hulk.
And he's already been brought up in Age of Ultron because his mom was the doctor that Ultron used to build Ultron. Or to build Vision.
Exactly, Chris. Come on, are you? No, we're waiting on you, man.
So much.
I'm just seeing him turn a little bit red. It's
You can
awesome.
see my rage building right now for this.
It's possible. I'm interested.
I don't want that to happen.
I do.
No.
Why not?
He doesn't deserve it.
It'd just be the construction of the Illuminati, and then you walk out.
But your rage is almost worth it.
God damn you, Kyle.
It is truly worth it. Oh god! If you don't know who Amadeus Cho Hulk is, I'm gonna make Chris do a character introduction on
No.
But now we can do the real Rich Rider. If we're going to get some R-rated movies, he can rip out some intestines.
Well, we gotta do a nihilist at that point. But here's the thing.
Yes, why not?
Here's the thing about that. So we got Thanos, who, if you look at the Infinity Gauntlet, has the Tesseract Stone and the Power Stone.
Yep.
Which means he made a milk run to Xandar before he went there, and that explains why the Guardians of the Galaxy even know this is a thing.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, he did this, and he's headed this direction. That means they could effectively treat Thanos like the Annihilation Wave, have him damn near destroy all the Novas, have Rich Rider merge with the World Mine, and boom, we got ourselves a Rich Rider Nova that actually has the power of the Nova Corps. You're saying they're supposed to be the human fucking rockets. Why do they have spaceships? Why do they have spaceships, Kyle? I'm still stuck on spaceships, Mark.
Because John C. Reilly can't fly.
He was too out of shape to be a police officer. But I mean, that would be great. Like,
But we love you, John C. Reilly.
We do actually do, but that's the thing. It's like it would be like the power of the Nova Force. I'm like, yay! You actually know that's a thing, right? Like they're really strong. Like he's really powerful.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know why they went that route.
And I'm still sad about it.
I don't know. Like, why is Gwen supposed to be a foreign exchange student?
Oh, and the next one? Oh, it's gonna be great.
Again, why? Just I don't know.
She's gonna come in, blonde hair, blue eyes, straight from Germany.
I'd be okay with
I
that.
know you would. That's why I said it.
But she's going to be like Indian and be with Flash.
Is it gonna be an arranged marriage?
I hope so. But more importantly, I want Franklin Richards to be in high school with fucking Peter Parker.
That would be great.
And they become buddy-buddy, and he brings them to the Baxter building. Oh, look, here's my parents, Sue and Reed.
Oh, jeez.
That would be great.
Franklin Richards is still one of like my favorite characters. Nothing like having a character that walks around with dimensions in his pocket. Gives a whole new definition of the word pocket dimension.
Yeah.
They're still
like broken.
For anybody who doesn't really remember that, the reason why comic characters have never aged, the theory is the fact that they stopped actually aging when Franklin Richards was born.
Yep.
Franklin Richards liked the way comic book characters were, like superheroes were. And he's like, I don't want them to change. So he made it so they wouldn't. Because before he came into existence, like he became actually introduced as a character and his powers, people got older. Like Peter Parker graduated high school, went through college, got a business, but he's like there now. Aunt May has been on her deathbed I don't know how long. That woman just won't die, but no one's getting older anymore. But you know, that's entertaining as well. All right, so let's get to the meat and the potatoes of what we came here for. I came here for meat and potatoes. Does anybody?
The fact that Star Wars is going to cross over with Guardians of the Galaxy?
Possibility now. Bye. See you later.
Again, we're done here.
Are we though? Because I'm pretty sure Luke's the Soul Stone.
I like it. Print it.
I actually can't argue that one.
I will agree.
I mean, look at how it ended. He definitely teleported via the Space Stone into the Gauntlet.
Okay, we need to come back on that one. People will actually start believing us if they listen to us.
Yes, because I'm right.
Nah, I doubt that. But no, let's get to the. I'll honestly talk about this, and we'll do the. If anybody who hasn't listened to this yet, it's spoiler freaking warning. Like honestly, I put that on the thing.
Yeah, about 20 seconds ago when I said Luke dies.
Just right next to the Ewok Civil War, right?
That did happen.
That's a thing.
That is a thing.
All right, but from here on out, like real talk, like spoiler warning. If you don't want to listen to this, I suggest you stop now or don't watch us on Twitch. It's just spoiler warning. All right, cool. So this is a Star Wars movie, and cut. We're good. All right, print it from there. This is the second installment of the third trilogy. God,
Can we even call it a trilogy more? It feels like a giant saga.
It's the Skywalker saga.
It just,
Unison.
yep.
Very well done.
It's the tale of 9 movies of how one family can fuck up so much.
True story.
Simpsons?
Yep.
9 movies, a prequel that's a sequel, but a prequel to the main trilogy, but a sequel to the second trilogy.
A complete waste of time.
So much information.
We're done with the Rogue One?
Rogue One.
Oh,
Rogue
God,
One.
that was such a worthless movie.
It really was. But we're not here to talk about that.
Because you got Alan Tudyk as a robot.
Okay, yeah, we're getting hold on.
All right.
Yeah, final word on Rogue One. I did not see a need for the movie, but the casting was dead on. Just Alan Tudyk and Donnie Yen. I really did. You couldn't fuck up from there. It was awesome. Donnie Yen was still amazing. But we're here to talk about the other Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, which, you know, Star Wars goes. We promptly name things weirdly. And just because it's going to be a couple words that we use somewhere in this film every once in a while, you know, whether it be at the end, you had Peter Griffin sitting there. He said the name. He said the name.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they did here.
Episode 4, A New Hope. Episode 9, A Last Hope.
Oh, I mean,
Maybe.
but for crack
Great
jokes.
Cheapo?
But so this movie takes place after The Force Awakens.
No. Sorry.
I don't think we can do this seriously.
I'm trying to get into it, but Kyle won't let me today. He's that exhausted.
Yes.
But yes,
yes, yeah.
after The Force Awakens, following Rey and the most useless character who's probably up there for Jar Jar Binks with me right now is Finn. That guy is the worst soldier I've ever fucking met.
Gotcha.
And then Poe Dameron, and they're pretty much trying to escape the First Republic, or the First Order, excuse me.
First Republic?
First Republic.
Okay.
The First Order going off into space, like, and they're literally, it's like the worst chase scene of a movie, just like a dragged out chase scene the whole time through. So we start off with Finn attempting to betray people again. to run off.
Stormtrooper.
You mean abandoned?
Abandoned, traitor, same thing.
Okay.
He gets called a traitor a lot.
Well, because he is.
Yes, completely and utterly.
Well, he is,
Even by his own people. What's up, traitor? How you doing? High five. Like, is that a new racial slur for him now?
Maybe.
Okay, so what the first scene here is Poe Dameron being hilarious.
Yes.
Like, that was absolutely great. trying to figure out how I wanted to go through this one here, because I just want to talk about characters and like everything at once.
Well,
so.
you want to talk about characters, but you want to also talk about
the
this movie.
storyline.
So how do you feel about this movie compared to the other ones?
Someone actually asked me a question. This is like the first time like ever this happens.
Bruce, how do you feel about this movie when you first saw it?
I was gonna get that to the end. The first ending is the first time you watch through. Go see it more than once. I recommend it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to see it more than once, honestly. Just to get all your feelings and emotions, because it's a 2-hour and 33-minute movie. Or is it 2 hour and 7? Which one?
2 hour,
that was that one.
minutes.
Double checking. I was looking at the right one here.
Yes.
2 hour and 33-minute movie, and there's like so many times that you feel like the movie could end, and if you don't look at your clock about what time it is, you feel like this is the ending right here, because there's certain scenes like right in the middle that the movie kind of just drags a little bit.
Yes.
So like you're feeling like where it should end. Like I don't like the ending that it went out on. I really don't.
It could have been like you felt like there were times it could have just ended like that and would have been okay.
Oh yeah, it would have been great just to hit it right there,
but
leave you with the cliffhanger, not leave me with the the Empire Strikes Back ending where she has to go build a lightsaber again. I'm like, Luke already did this. We're gonna have this happen off scene, and I guess I'll do the horrible joke here. They really did set up for that Princess Leia movie, didn't they? That Princess Leia Rey buddy film that's coming up next, but we really can't do that now, can we? Carrie Fisher's kind of dead. Mark's face right now is amazing.
Computer generator?
Okay, they're doing that like through like one whole movie, and then it's like,
They did with Bruce Lee?
Wait, Bruce Lee?
Don't
which
you mean
one?
Brandon Lee?
No,
Brandon Lee?
Bruce Lee.
What movie are you talking
Brandon
about?
Lee.
What are you talking about for
Game of Death? They did it with Bruce Lee. He was making the movie, but then he died, and then they go, well, we still have this movie to make, so let's just take his image and put him in there. And a stunt double. And they made a whole movie without Bruce Lee.
I don't remember that ending for that one.
Except for the final fights, because apparently he actually did screenshot that. And it wasn't even for the Game of Death. It was just some random movie he was making.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, they did it for Brandon Lee,
But
that was the 70s.
not the entire film. I'm saying not from start to finish.
Oh, they got to do it from start to
Yeah,
finish.
they did it with the Admiral in Rogue One, and people still, like, when he turned around, were like, "Oh, this looks terrifying." Like, it was okay, but like it wasn't like the best. Kyle, what do you think?
Family issues.
Oh, okay, cool. Double checking. I didn't know what you were doing.
But, yeah.
Let's see here. Characters, like thoughts on the characters here. This was, to me, the rebellion brought to you by women. There never was a male character in this entire film that was right. And it wasn't even like one of those cheesy cliches that like, oh, I learned from you to be more patient, and you learned from me to go ahead and like be a little bit more impulsive once in a while, and I get that, and that's awesome. It was no, men, you're really fucking stupid, and if you had not done your plan at all, this would all went off with a hitch.
Well, no.
Yeah, really? Because Poe's the reason why they all died.
No.
Really?
No, Poe was not the reason they all died.
Technically
he was.
Yeah, no, there's no.
Well, actually, no, it wasn't Poe's fault. It was Finn's fault.
Finn's fault for coming up with the idea. Poe for pulling it off and not reporting them in the first place.
He didn't trust anybody. That was
his problem.
But then through his learning through trust, since he didn't trust anybody, he wound up getting people killed. That was a huge
Getting a
lesson.
lot of people killed. Like almost everyone.
Yeah, no, but the majority of the guys that were actually in charge got spaced.
Oh, Admiral Akbar, but the person they left in charge was the right person for the job.
Well, yeah, because she was the highest ranking officer.
Ranking. She's had most experience. I'm saying she was like the right thing, but there was no redemption for Poe until like that last second. And even then, for pulling off Finn, I say he should have let Finn freaking finish off that drive right into the middle of that cannon. Whoo! I would have enjoyed that.
But that was what's her name?
Okay, that was okay.
That
First off, that was a woman's intervention. So you can't.
Once again, Finn had the wrong idea and was totally wrong to begin with. And the lady and Rose made him see the error of his ways.
Sophomoric romance.
God, don't even. Okay, honestly, how did you feel about that scene? Honestly, where Finn was about to drive into there.
How did they survive that?
Yeah.
How does a fucking engineer know how to fly like that to hit that exact perfectly?
How did she catch him? She had turned around and kept going back already. How did she catch him?
She's an engineer.
To get that trajectory to knock him sideways.
I think the energy cannon was actually slowing down his momentum.
Not to the extent where she had already been going full speed backwards to turn around to go full speed forward. He was still going fast enough.
That thing was pushing him back because that force was actually creating enough heat and friction that it was actually slowing him down.
I get the slowdown part, but like he was still in enough distance where she should not have caught up and been able to get in front of him and come back in.
Disney magic.
Hold on.
Disney magic. I have to go Disney magic as well.
I'm gonna go with scientific. I can go with scientific properties at this point. What's going on is that the momentum that he was putting force behind that cannon was actually forcing against him. That thing had more energy pushing against him, so he was slowing down way too much. I don't even think he was actually able to get himself into the cannon quick enough.
I'm judging.
So she came in at the same speed, turns around, shoots it. She's actually not having any form of resistance against her, and she can actually come in and get him. That cannon was the key factor of why he was slowing down so much.
No, I get the slowdown, but he still would have been like the way where he landed and where they ended up. Two things on that actually. How did he make it away without getting shot by the stormtrooper, like by like one of the AT-ATs or stepped on? Considering how close they crashed at.
They probably didn't see him.
Really?
They probably.
How did you not see him? They had a perfect. They watched him come all the way in.
They probably saw a crash, but they're not even paying attention. They're just watching. Again, people just don't pay attention half the time. It's
Not in this freaking universe.
It's called funnel vision. That's a real thing.
Funnel vision.
Tunnel
vision?
Funnel vision. Tunnel vision. Sorry.
I mean, real talk though. He should have died.
Yes.
He should have self-sacrificed.
For a satisfying character that people didn't really care for to go out that way, sure, yeah, that would have been a great way for a character to be remembered.
I mean, because hold on, he's the worst soldier, just bar none. Out of everybody in there, out of everybody in this show, in this movies, he should be able to fly something. He should have some form of not being scared of everything that comes around a corner.
And he did prove that when he was actually facing
Phasma.
At the end?
Yeah.
Yes, took him that long to finally get
His
something.
redemption.
Again, it takes a while for people to actually break out of their things that they're uncomfortable with. He was comfortable with being a coward, and then he goes, "Well, I guess I have to." It took him time. He realized it finally. Also, it took a woman to actually show him the error of his ways. I will admit, when he told me this, and I went, "Wait a minute, that's not." Hold on. Okay, that was a woman. Okay, that was a woman. Oh, bastard! I didn't go into that movie at all thinking that, and you had to put it in there.
Okay, but I'm not trying to to completely.
He had a social justice warrior. This movie.
I know.
I had to.
Really?
I had to for 2 seconds. They did, not me. I'm going like perfectly whatever. I'm just like it was just a thought process that came across my mind, and it wasn't
Yes,
like.
but they've brainwashed you because that's how everyone goes into movies nowadays.
I didn't
There
go
has
into
to
that
be a-
movie at all with that mindset. I just went into that movie with, all right, we're gonna watch some awesome space running. Go.
No, this actually right here, like this right here, brainwashed me to look for everything. This right here, we have a show. We got to talk about this stuff.
Yes, but I don't go into it looking for social agendas.
No, it just popped out at me. Now let's actually talk about that Phasma. Her armor. Why is that not mass produced?
Because it's probably expensive.
It would save you less soldiers. Finn, the stormtrooper that
Captain
proves
Phasma.
Finn's the stormtrooper that proves that if you take off your helmet, you can actually hit things. Nobody needs a helmet. What was the point of me seeing a white woman underneath that helmet with a green eye? What there was no importance to that scene.
They just wanted to show that it was a white woman.
We knew it was a woman.
And I said white woman. You didn't know the color of her skin.
It didn't matter.
I know that. I know.
Like he didn't need that scene like at all. Was it the cool guys don't look at explosions?
I think it was more of like you get to see the look in her eye before she fell to her doom, I guess.
The way I view it, it's a foreshadowing for the next movie. She's gonna come back and the mask will be off.
She fell down and went dead.
So what? You got put in the trash dispenser last time.
I think that armor protected her, but that part of her face might be a little deformed after the fire.
This man was eaten by the Sarlacc.
And he still hasn't shown up yet.
Not once, but twice.
But still has not
And escaped.
Time out. Still hasn't shown up yet.
He'll get there.
We got one more.
I still got like a 6-hour last movie.
All right. I mean, I'm not trying to like argue. For everybody who's listening or who's going to listen, you guys can think that I don't like this movie. I like this movie. I went into it, but I can go ahead, guys. Tell me all the great things about it, but we're never gonna get to the bad things. And I'm like, to me, the conflict of it was more fun to talk about. What's great about the film? Rey being a Jedi, really fun to watch. Chris, you brought up a very valid point last night that I brought up to you, and how I felt about your what you thought they would never say existed.
Oh,
So
the
go
Grey
ahead.
Jedi.
The Grey Jedi. Now, if you guys remember, they don't exist. Obviously, they do not. They do not. They're not. Disney will not allow them to exist. So whatever your little mind tells you, they exist. Damn it! Like Santa Claus, we're good here. They don't. But anybody who grew up in the Jedi Temple as a child moving up, they ended up like, I'm going light. That's the end. That's light. That's the end of it, right? That's how they grew up. Anybody who's been after that, yes, I know they ended up dead. Yes. But everyone after that, they always had that conflicting moral code up until, like, Rey looked total dark side, like through 75% of this movie, and then had that defining moment where she went, no, I'm going to be at the light. Kylo looked light side, like especially the way he was talking, 75% of this movie, till he was at that same defining moment where he went full Sith. I think everybody, until they have that defining moment in their life, is effectively, like, if you weren't raised on the premise of good and evil in that situation, you're gonna be gray until you make that choice, until you make that final choice. Because she screamed a lot, by the way. When she was trying to kill people, she definitely screamed a lot. Kylo was pretty quiet on that deathbed. Like, killing off everyone. He was pretty silent while he was murdering. So, like, you look at her and you still see the darkness in her, but you can see, like, where her anger and her rage comes from, but it's all justified, so it's light. And him, he's just completely a douchebag. By the way, that force choke, really happy about that. Is this guy ever going to go Sith? Oh, force choking the general. Force choking the general. There it is. Evil. Love him. That's what I needed. That's what I was looking for.
I like that backhand he just gave to the general. That was hilarious.
General Hux.
Oh, man. I was going to shoot him, too. We need to come up. Oh. But we were talking about Snoke before we went on there, but, like, I don't think I needed, like, a huge backstory of Snoke.
You just want to know who he was.
But like, when your last thing seeing is Vader killing the last two Sith,
yeah,
questioning where another Sith comes from, like, oh, there's a Sith, he's the Dark Lord. Wait, time out. There's only supposed to be two, and there's a Jedi or a Sith who literally made the rule of twos, and that's canon. There's only supposed to be two, and even was Sidious even brought it up in the prequels, saying there will always be a master and an apprentice. Or no, Yoda brought it up. It's like a master and an apprentice. Where there's one, there's the other. There will always be one. So there will always be two. So where did this third one come from? And where does Master come from? Because everyone thought that Vader had effectively killed the last Sith Lord.
I mean, there's such a thing as Dark Jedi, but then when the two Master and Apprentice actually get wiped out or killed, or when one of them dies, one Dark Jedi actually gets promoted to Sith level.
It's the Highlander theory.
That's what we're about to bring up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Everyone's cadaverific.
Yeah.
Like, there are no Jedi. There were nothing left. Like, I know you're talking about, like, the Inquisitors and things like that, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, there
was no one to teach him the powers of the Force.
But you also have to remember, some Imperial Guards are Force-sensitive and Force-trained.
Not that the Imperial Guards were not Force-sensitive, they just had the armor and the training to defend against it, and that's why they were chosen for that.
There were some Imperial Guard who actually are Force-sensitive, and there was actually throughout the Empire.
But he also had that weird look on his face. Like his head was all screwed up. Like, you could at least, like, show me at that point.
I think he survived the first Death Star explosion, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I would like to know that. I would like to, like, maybe.
But that's what's fun about the mystery, because, hey!
No, it's not
Mystery is only fun if there's a payoff.
Thank you.
Well, then
that's what I'm looking for.
I know the payoff would be nice, but
Look, Snoke went out like a bitch. Like, he did some really cool stuff, and then, like,
I still don't think he's out.
I think he's out per se.
That body said he was out.
Yeah, especially like the quick at the end. Like, that was definitely done. But the problem with that was like, when he said he was done, was like, the way he went out was perfect. I will admit that he went out perfect. Yeah. But like, when you have no idea who he is to begin with, it's like you had that huge buildup, like, who is Snoke? Who is Snoke? You still got through that whole movie going, who is Snoke? And then he died. Who the fuck was Snoke?
It's the Marvel problem. They don't build their villains.
Yes, they do. They do it for 3 fucking movies. They build their villains usually.
No,
this one
for
they
their
fucked up on.
Avengers or their big villain. They've done it for like 30.
No. Fuck Marvel. Fuck Marvel. I'm not talking about Marvel. I'm talking about Star Wars. They
tried to.
They
but
marveled
they did not.
Snoke.
Yes,
That's
exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, because what you made it sound was they did it for all their villains. I'm like, Sidious and Vader did a really good job for 3 movies, I think.
Yeah, they weren't owned by Disney.
No, they were owned by. Now they're owned by Disney because those films were actually technically owned by Fox, and now they're owned by Disney.
The originals
were owned by Fox. Everything's owned by Disney now. Was it 2022 or was it like 200 or 2227? Marvel fans are still happy about X-Men and movies coming out.
Next Marvel
All
movie.
hail the mouse.
All hail the mouse. Chewbacca was a huge waste of time.
Yes.
He had no screen time except for the landing sequence.
Are we talking about trying to sell those product placements?
The landing sequence.
Yeah.
And the punching of the door.
I like the punching of the door.
That was great. It was perfect. I would have been more impressed. Honestly, I would have preferred if it was her force pushing the door.
That would have been cool.
I would have preferred that.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It makes sense for it to be Chewbacca.
It really does. But like, that's why I didn't complain that it was Chewbacca. I'm like, but I wouldn't have minded being her like force pushing the door because that would have made a bigger like moment for like Luke going, whoa, wait a minute, hold on, how did you do that type of stuff? But no, Chewbacca makes sense. And then was it landing, punching door, everything else, porgs.
He's still waiting for his medal.
That as well, and he finally got his hug.
He did get his hug.
He did get his hug finally. I'm happy about that. Like you get the hug at the end of The Force Awakens for Han's death. Finally got his hug from her. I was excited about that. I mean, that was like, it's like what, a couple of years overdue, I think, but he needed that hug. Mark Hamill's reaction Luke's reaction when he got the lightsaber, fucking gold. That was fucking gold. Yep.
Screw it.
And you cannot tell me that he was not acting like he would if he was with Kevin Conroy. Like he was like those times that Kevin Conroy gave him the perfect brooding amount. To play this character.
Yes.
You're a master. You're Luke Skywalker. I am Batman. Like the whole way through. That's the way I felt. I'm like,
okay,
I'll take this.
Yes,
this works.
Yes.
I like it. I was not a fan of the porgs. I was a fan of the porgs like at the beginning and the looks like chicken scene.
Yeah.
That was great. That was comedy gold. Like, but every other scene, I'm like, okay, so look, it's Chewbacca. He's gonna do something with a porg. All right, Chewbacca with a porg again. All right, Chewbacca with a porg. The porgs are now Han Solo. Shit.
Yes.
He did lose someone very dear to him. I think he's just compensating at this point.
He compensated with Ray.
Cat.
It's like a cat. Yeah.
He got Ray.
Ray? Nope. Ray doesn't count. It's the cat.
Yes, it does.
No, the porgs.
Ray's like the only one that can understand him. Then the Doctor. That got weird. Why can't Finn understand anyone?
Leia can understand.
Why does everyone understand the droids?
Why can't Finn understand him? You remember the deleted scene for I think Revenge of the Sith and like Anakin can speak droid?
Though
he didn't just speak droid. He like literally like with the dialect and everything. He's like it means up. Like, what the hell is this? Thank God they cut this.
though when Luke first saw R2, watch your mouth.
that was classic. This is holy ground. Watch the language.
He really is the most censored character.
Oh my lord. Kyle, you want to? Or Mark, you know what? You got the notes. Please just go.
I
ahead.
have
Notes.
Notes, please.
All right. Well, okay. So we all did enjoy this movie, but it comes down to the question of, I mean, for me, like The Last Jedi is like one of the best Star Wars movies I've seen. I mean, I've seen every other Star Wars movie out there, but this one has to be personally my favorite.
Even the Ewok Christmas specials.
Yeah. Yes, even the Christmas specials. Those aren't canon. But the reason I actually enjoy this to be my personal favorite, it made me love Star Wars all over again. Yeah, like the first time I saw it was A New Hope. That was great. Empire Strikes Back. That was great. Return of the Jedi. It was okay. And, it was great. And then, the comic books really helped out. The novels helped out to really give you the information that you didn't really get out of the first original 3 movies. I was excited to see that Star Wars: A Phantom Menace was coming out. That was pretty cool. I got excited about that. Then I watched it and I was like, oh, well, that was kind of lame. Then episode 2, also lame. And then episode 3, very lame. I'm like, this is just sad all around. This made me just sad, and I lost hope. No pun intended.
didn't have. He didn't have a
I
spark
want to say you
anymore.
realize you read the novels that were non-canon.
No, I read, and then when Disney says like, oh, by the way, everything that you know and love about Star Wars, except for the original 3 movies, no longer exists. What? What do you mean?
The mouse took a knife to your throat.
I
On that one.
was like, oh, you bastard, took it. But you know, the reason I like this movie was that you got really great characters out of this one movie. Even though, you know, Force Awakens, I was annoyed with the characters. You know, I got annoyed with them. I didn't really like them. I was annoyed with Rey. I was annoyed with Finn. Poe was cool, but you didn't really get much of Poe. I was like, come on, give me a moment. Loved Han, but then he dies. I was like, okay. Hated Kylo Ren with a fucking passion because I said he was like a bratty child and I just did not care for him at all. Like, yeah, it was just terrible. But I don't know if they listened to the fans or they were planning this the entire time of, yeah, you're supposed to feel about these characters right now, but wait until you see the next movie because it's gonna be some growing here. Rey becoming a Jedi looked way cooler. I was like, okay, that was cool. Poe, funny. Hilarious, badass, got it. Loved it. Finn, still annoying. Kind of redeeming feature, but still annoying. Kylo Ren, love to hate him still. It's like, I love to hate this guy. This was amazing. Because, you know, finally get to see him break out of his, you know, bratty attitude. But he's still a little selfish. You know, he seems like the abusive boyfriend that, you know, you want to save. I can save him. No, honey, you can't. You can't really save him. He's doomed. I do apologize.
My problem with Kylo, though, I have no faith that he could actually win.
No, I don't have faith.
With him being in charge. Go back to Empire. I had faith. There was Palpatine and Vader could have easily won. They made you believe that.
Right.
There's nothing in this that makes you think the dark side's going to become victorious.
See, remember that little speck of like hope or we can realize this is not where they're marketing this movie towards. It's marketing it towards children where it like they need that whole that fear. Like that fear.
There is no fear there.
But for us, there's not. Like, yeah, we
he's
had.
throwing a tantrum.
He really is.
He's throwing a tantrum.
But
Everyone
I'd say
shoot
the
at
characters,
obvious
like you have
hologram.
Oh God, that was.
How did Mark Hamill become 20 years younger?
How did Mark Hamill walk out there with the lightsaber that Rey had just destroyed 4 minutes earlier?
Why did he not clash with Kylo Ren in the first place?
He dodged.
He dodged.
He dodged.
Yeah, I was like, he dodged.
He took Piccolo's training.
He took Piccolo's training.
He was trained by a green alien.
But that was my problem with that. Like I could tell. Like, okay, what did he stop by like a Walgreens or Walmart and pick up some Just for Men and get that like whole thing? Reason why he showed up so late, he had to stop at a Great Clips.
Yeah, he shaved.
Yeah.
But like I was gonna say,
Hair's died. He's 20 years younger.
The characters thing you were talking about, like Poe was funny, like at the beginning, and then when he was getting like snarled at the entire rest of the film, I didn't feel for Poe. I'm like, at that point I did look at him and go, you're making some really horrible decisions.
I found Poe annoying.
I found Poe, he was hilarious at the beginning.
Only in the beginning was
mine.
After that, he was pointless to me.
No, I think he had major relevance. It was Finn.
He
was
had
Finn.
plenty of relevance.
It was Finn that kind of got annoying to me, and then Rose that kind of was like another throw-in character that was also
that
okay.
kiss.
That kiss, right? That was such a forced kiss.
That's a
so
cheap,
That was so fun. Even he was just like,
That's a cheap shot.
But again, the reason that also this movie made me like love this again, Star Wars again, was that there were a lot of feels for me in this movie. I felt way more than I should have for Star Wars. I was like, wow, you're getting me, man.
Where?
You're really getting me. You know, Luke with Yoda, that got me. I was like, that's great. That's funny. I love it. It's the rekindling of a broken man finding inspiration again. You know, found it through Rey, and Yoda's just inspiring it again. Like, it's like, here you go. I gotta help you out. And I was like, okay. That scene where she went into hyperdrive to annihilate the chase.
That was awesome.
That was incredible. That made me, for a second, in silence, just go, whoa. like out loud. I was
the
trying to
admiral,
yeah.
when the admiral, the vice admiral did that, that was
cool.
Amazing.
If you're an anime fan and you did not like that scene, you need to go to hell. Because that was like literally like any samurai doing a slash.
Yes.
And it was like multiple angles, destroyed multiple things, and it was that self-sacrificing moment that was beautiful. And I was like, you know what? That's great. Fucking Poe, if you hadn't fucked up this entire film, if you hadn't been screwing up the entire time.
This entire thing was to cover Poe's ass.
It was. It really. All this thing was to cover Poe's ass. Poe fucked up. Poe should have told them no and listened to what the lady said. He should have fallen in line after he had kept after
Lack of trust.
After Leia looked at him and went, "Stop it! Just listen to people. For the love of God, you're getting people killed." You think he would just stop?
No, that's a problem. Well, because he's stubborn-willed, he's
A dumbass.
He's
Trying to be Han.
a fool. Yeah,
He's not even trying to be Han. He doesn't know Han. He never met Han.
he's just a fool. That was
He's a
it.
legend. They need legends.
I'm out about that, but one thing you brought up before, it was like the redemption. Two things that I wanted to bring up about that you sparked my mind.
Okay.
One, when have we ever seen Force ghosts literally interact with the living world? Never. It's never happened.
But no, but Yoda's the living embodiment of the Force. No, that's what happens when you actually transcend. You become the Force.
I'm saying no Force ghost up until this moment has ever.
That just shows how powerful he really is when he actually summons lightning.
He literally summoned lightning too. That was insane. The fact that he hinted that Rey had already stolen the texts, that was pretty fun. He never blatantly told. He let Luke still believe that. I did like that, and the fact that he was still hitting. Like, he was still hitting Luke. Yes. I'm like, you are physical. You're technically not dead. Get your butt down here and fight.
The Force, yeah. Again, once you were
Wait for the next movie.
yeah. If you've mastered the Force well enough, you can become the Force itself by passing on. That's why there's no body. They literally just go out into the Force.
So Yoda is Barry Allen becoming the Speed Force?
Yes.
I'm saying, wait, there is no body, but Vader was burned on a pyre where his mask was actually found,
Which that confused me.
and he made it to be a Force ghost.
Yeah, that confused me. That was a really weird scene, though. Which is why I said last.
Sith get Force ghosts?
See, I don't
Where's
know.
Palpatine when you need him?
I don't know why that was. But between Obi-Wan and Yoda, they both disappeared. And of course, it made sense of why they became.
Oh yeah, they
Force.
voluntarily went.
Yes.
But here was my thing about that was you brought up before is no one going to acknowledge that Luke had the Force again. She made a very valid point.
He closed himself.
That you closed himself off, and you're like, you're not doing anything with the Force. You close yourself off, and then he literally walks into her freaking building, blows it up, rips something off the top of the building, and pushes himself from falling and from hitting the ground really hard. And she doesn't acknowledge it for 1 second.
No.
She completely ignores it.
Yeah, I think.
No sell. Kids don't know how to sell nowadays.
I was gonna say. I think she was more angry and just saying words at that point.
Even before she left, she never said a word about it. Like, no one did.
Do you say words to your dad if you get into a big fight and nobody apologizes?
Have you ever met my father?
Yes.
Yeah, normally if we get into large fights, it's usually with a gun end.
Right, but I'm just saying it's the same concept.
If we're arguing the Force, let me get to my biggest gripe.
Yes.
Leia.
Okay.
No one taught that bitch how to do that.
That was weird.
That's bullshit.
That was weird.
I called bullshit on that too.
That was your out. That was your out as well.
That wasn't out.
That was your out right there.
They should have.
That was your out. She died at that very moment. Kylo flies by, sees his mother floating off, snaps inside.
That's what should have happened.
That's what should have happened. That would have been a great.
But now we have an entire movie set up
For nothing.
Leia with no character.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did like the fact that her daughter was in this whole movie though too.
Yes.
Yes.
She was the little blonde with the buns.
Yeah.
That she got to there. Like, got to one last thing with your mom. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Nice. Yeah, it was great.
Chris, go ahead. You had something you were going to say.
No, I was agreeing with Kyle that the whole Princess Leia bullshit.
I mean,
That was straight bullshit.
that was straight bullshit,
was, man.
No one taught her. Like, we get it. She's force sensitive, but like,
Oh, they
no
showed
one,
that throughout the
I
first.
understood she was force sensitive. Yeah, she can feel her brother. She can, see
Feel-
things.
Phrasing.
Yeah, phrasing. Sorry.
Wait, you talking about A New Hope? Sir.
But we understood she was force sensitive, but she never had proper training of the Force.
But here's the thing: it's like the last, whatever she did prior to that, because you got to remember, Luke was back. Luke could teach her some things. We don't know what happened in between that time that she was porking Han.
Technically.
Okay? So we don't know.
Technically,
At that point, Luke, no offense, force pull, but it's still BS.
Pretty sure they would have done something.
Really? At this
Yes.
point? It's
Meta-knowledge.
It's meta-knowledge. It's back to the assumption
I
part.
got you. Yes.
Because then she would have trained fucking Rey.
That is true.
And I think that's what the next movie was supposed to lead up to. And that's where we're falling into this problem.
Oh, the issues.
With a dead Carrie Fisher, which sucks. I mean, she is our princess. She is a Disney princess. She's great. Remember, she was our space princess before she was your Disney princess. Okay.
You know, I read somewhere that Carrie Fisher's dog.
She watched
went to go see the movie, and every time Carrie came onto the screen, the dog like, I was like, and it made me kind of go, "Aww."
I'm not crying. You're crying. All right. So keep with your notes here.
Okay. Yeah. So. I got with the characters, character development, it improved a little bit, in my opinion. I feel like it improved. Yoda's still amazing, no matter how you look at it. That is by far the best teacher you will ever learn from cinematic history. One of the best teachers from cinematic history.
Christopher Walken, Pull Hall Junkies.
Yeah, I was like, sorry.
Miyagi.
Yeah, I was like, say one of the many.
He's up there with the mentors.
Yes, one of the many mentors that you could learn from cinematic history. Even through death, you can still learn from your masters. In this case, though, he could just come back and say hi.
Make you feel horrible about your life choices.
Make you feel horrible.
It's like if you didn't block, if I would have been Yoda, I would have been like, if I would have wanted to have one comedy scene in there with Luke going like, "Why didn't you tell me this before?" And like Yoda went, "Been trying to for years. Someone blocked himself off," and you start whacking him with the stick over. If someone didn't block himself off for like the past 20 years, I would have.
I was trying to show you.
You're an idiot. But
Idiot you are.
blown your mind would be. Here's the concept about that with the Force Ghost, right? We know that Vader has one.
Yes.
We know Vader has one.
Yes.
We know Kylo Ren is Force sensitive, and anyone can see the Ghost if you're Force sensitive.
Anakin could have came back and said,
Why did you not just go, seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, why are you like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this to the world? Why are you doing this to the family?
Because no one wants to see Hayden Christensen as a Force Ghost.
All right, keep going.
Oh, God. Sorry. Oh,
play.
for the first time, we finally see Anakin Skywalker do something incredibly badass.
We do?
Yes, finally.
When did we see Anakin,
Anakin
do
do it.
anything?
Oh, sorry, Luke Skywalker. Sorry. We finally see Luke do something fucking amazing, finally. Finally something amazing as a Jedi. Because every other freaking movie he was in was terrible. Nothing about it was awesome or cool or badass. It was just a dude with a lightsaber that could do a little trick.
I'm not going to lie, like the Force powers in the first three were pretty much crap to begin with.
Yes,
except for
Because
Palpatine.
it was the 70s.
I'm well aware.
And early 80s.
It doesn't matter. He was never awesome. Even when the Jedi returns, him being awesome and gets his father. Yeah, so you see a lightsaber fight, which was okay for its time. I'm gonna say it's okay.
Revolutionary for its time.
Time out.
Still wasn't
about
impressed.
that fight. You got to think about it. It was actually quite on par with what they should be. No one was around to train them to do the front flipping side kicks that they did in the past. They taught that because they were trained day in and day out to do that. Yoda can't do that anymore. No one was there to train them. So being stationary and being crappy, that actually follows along the timeline that should have been. That's why the fights we're seeing aren't as like stupid crazy as like Obi-Wan versus Anakin.
No, still. I was never impressed by it. It was like,
Of course not. The guy couldn't move his damn shoulders. He brought that
It
up with
was
the
not
costume
impressive.
design.
It was not impressive. Anyway, so that's
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
his powers were crap on crap.
It was just not. It was not enough for him to be. Okay.
You needed
the
this-
lightsaber fights. The lightsaber fights. I get. Nobody could probably train you with a lightsaber. Gotcha. But the Force power.
You actually needed the novels in between there
Yes.
to understand about Luke's power. To understand and call him the legend. We only know this because we could play the games where Luke can like force push like freaking a building down.
Yes.
Like but till then it's like you feel like when you come into this, you think you look at Luke and you go, you're not really the greatest Jedi to ever live. You're kind of the last resort.
Yes, that's what. Yes.
But like being able to sit on that platform and then submit his spirit and a Force Ghost that can can physically touch people all the way there.
Impressive.
It was great. Blowing up a building with the Force power, like anyone could do that.
Right. But to do that, that was, in my book, finally something badass to see out of Luke Skywalker. Finally, something badass to see out of him. Yeah, he was a great teacher, funny, had humor. He was old hermit man, giving attitude. Now reach out.
I feel it. Oh, the force must be strong with you.
Strong with you. Smack!
that was absolutely great.
So I was like, yes. Oh, it was great. I enjoyed that thoroughly. That was a fantastic moment.
Doesn't make him a good teacher, though.
No, it does.
Kylo's kind of like a good picture of like how he's a horrible
He's
teacher.
a terrible teacher.
Yeah.
right.
But even through your failures, you become something great. But then also Yoda states that it is always the master's fate to be surpassed by a student.
Yes.
Yeah, always. It's the unfortunate.
It's a master's hubris to pass down everything to the student. Like he's supposed to. You're supposed to pass down the failures. And he even admits it. Though when he goes to kill him, he was like, "I went to kill him, and within a passing shadow, I made that mistake. And if I would have turned off my lightsaber, this would have been like. If you at first, I was like, if I would turn off my lightsaber in time, this would have been a really like less of a misunderstanding.
Yes. Yes.
That's just a creepy
agree.
old man watching a kid sleep.
That's the Jedi way. All right.
Oh my god.
Roll up here so Chris can get into his points because he saw it this morning with me, my daughter, and Kayla.
Oh well, actually, after this is pretty much a unanimous vote of like the rating system. So I pretty much wrapped up everything from that.
Oh yeah, the rating systems put this at tied with Empire.
Yeah, it's tied up with Empire currently.
Effectively. Empire has a better rating in one place, right?
It has a better rating from the IMDb
International Movie Database, for those who don't know it.
and then also fan base, but that's accumulative over time.
Yes, and that's still good. I mean, but here's the point. But the law of averages says that the chances of this going back up are really low while this has stayed that way.
It's stationary.
Well, you got to think about the site did come out, and this has had more votes till then. But once again, yeah, the saying wise, we can go through our top 3 if we want to at some point. But like, I still put this at number 2 right now for me. It did have 6 logical closure points. It should have ended way before it didn't. I think I rewatched that movie this morning, like I said, and my ending scene, my number 1 ending scene, because of the way they shot it, was Luke going out that freaking like that little triangle they just blew into that door was him, because they filmed it perfectly. Light coming in, Luke walking out, shadow at that moment, and my first thought was like, scene right there. They're still going. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, after the last AT-AT bolt was fired, scene. Let them wonder what the hell just happened.
No.
Oh, no. That's how episode 9 opens.
I would have taken that too. I'm fine with either one of them. Chris, go. We've been at this. We've been going at this for about
Not long enough.
56 minutes. Go ahead, Chris.
Like, yeah, I don't know what to really cover. You guys.
No. Cover what you want. I don't
opinion.
care if you repeat what we said.
How did you feel about this movie? You
2 hour and
you saw it.
37-minute movie. You can say whatever you like of what we said.
33.
Yep, 33.
Honestly, I just thought it was visually stunning. I mean, like, damn, I could not believe how well done it was. I mean, overall, great movie. A lot of scenes that hit with its comedy. The character development was actually pretty good. I really don't know where they're going with Finn. I don't find him annoying. I'm still trying to figure out his purpose.
He was what everyone thought was supposed to be the next Jedi. Was a black stormtrooper becoming force sensitive and being the Jedi. That's what he was supposed to be. And then they brought in Rey, and then it confused the crap.
Master.
Oh, and by the way, I just really thought this one through for like 2 seconds. You were talking about the whole like, where's she going to go get like the whole casing for her lightsaber? Well, she left her staff in the Millennium Falcon, and if her staff doesn't become a freaking lightsaber, I think we've done this all wrong.
True. I agree. We've done this horribly wrong, folks.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'll agree to that. I bet her staff will become one.
It should.
It better.
It's just like I was saying about Finn. I don't see where they're going with him yet. It looked like they tried to give him some form of character development at the end of it all.
Somewhat.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
like I said, it looked like. But other than that, I still don't see his purpose yet.
As a soldier, how do you view him?
He's worse than me. That man lacks direction and like any form of actual thought process.
I mean, you remember, he's like, they took me as a kid from a family I'll never know. And well, they did a horrible job training you then. Like, this is some piss poor training at this point. They couldn't even brainwash you right.
Yeah.
This is awful.
I was like, either there's something wrong with them, but I really think it's you.
Go back to the clones.
I agreed with Kylo on that one. I think we should get a clone army. Yeah, if this is the way it goes, we can go find Boba. He came out of a Sarlacc twice now. Go grab him.
I agree. Yeah.
But I get that. Finn is just still that character where I don't know
Care whatsoever.
What are you attempting to do?
I mean,
with Finn?
is he really supposed to be like Jar Jar Binks?
I feel like he is at some points.
It's kind of, I don't know.
But no,
Maybe.
Jar Jar Binks was just flat out annoying as
Jar
fuck.
Jar was an emissary to the people.
Jar Jar. Nope. Poe Dameron is Jar Jar. See,
No,
Jar
that makes sense.
was the reason the entire empire started up again because he gave the senator, the Supreme Chancellor, the immediate powers. Poe. I'm sorry. And doomed the universe. Poe sent Finn and the other person on the suicide mission, which got their plan discovered when he should have just followed everyone else to begin with, which got almost everyone killed.
No, we're not going. No, that's reaching for planets, literally.
I have nothing else to do with this cast except for to reach for ideas.
You reach for planets.
Yes.
But
Kyle
even
does
then, you're among the stars.
See, Kyle does it too. Go ahead. What else?
I didn't like Poe at all. I just don't like anything about him. I think he's actually the more worthless character in my book.
I mean that run he did. That in the beginning, cannot deny his skill as a pilot.
Yeah, fine.
Take away his X-wing, he's
Useless, pointless.
now
Annoying.
BB-8 can outrun him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he wants to get that one too. He's like, "Don't wait for me!" And like, wow, did someone increase BB-8's revolutions per
Yeah.
minute on the ball? Because they shouldn't have. Like he shouldn't. He's never outran anyone yet.
Upgrades.
I can honestly say I liked Kylo Ren this time around more so than the first one. Because as much as it still seemed like it was all temper tantrums, I actually felt more anger out of him than, just, I'm a pissy little boy.
See, this one didn't seem like temper tantrums per se. Like
No, it wasn't temper
Until the very end.
Until the very end when he saw Luke.
Yeah. See, he killed Snoke, and I think it's more like he wants to be with Rey so bad at this point that Luke is the only thing stopping him.
You and I are in a relationship. You just don't know it yet.
Exactly.
That's
and
the
Rey,
attitude.
and Rey is Luke's the only one stopping him.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
They didn't stop anymore.
Oh yeah, well they don't know that, and he's like, but now Luke's going to stop me more. So he says, "You strike me down in anger at this moment, then I'm going to stick with you the rest of your life,
Like your father.
like your father does." And
Hell, Skywalker's not a Force ghost.
you kidding me? That's where he went. He was like, Yoda, shit. Now all the freaking Skywalkers are here. Got freaking Han coming in at some point. I'm gonna go get Han from the grave. We're gonna drink some beer.
Or that
The party's here.
Or do it like Robot Chicken, where Darth Vader's trying to go to bed, and then the ghost of Jar Jar comes in.
I still think all the little kids show up.
Oh God! All the younglings!
All the younglings just show up.
The ending with the little kid.
Oh, the force pull on the broom.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, nice.
I thought that was
good.
a nice touch.
I'm like, that's good. I'll take that one. That's not bad. I thought I saw that originally the first time. I'm like, nah, he probably just. I couldn't see the down the bottom left of the screen, so I thought he just kicked it and it fell over to him. I didn't know he pulled it, and then I was talking to Jason, he pulled it. I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, he
did
pulled
pull
it.
it. All
Yeah.
right, that's awesome.
That was exactly what I was expecting to happen.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
watching for that.
You're watching for the kid to pull it. I wasn't paying attention.
Kid just walks up, like, I just saw something that actually looked good.
And I leaned over. I'm like, Chris, did you see him force pull the broom? He's like, he did. He did? All right. I'm like, yep, cool. I mean, awesome. I mean, okay. I think that got brought up to a point with someone else when we were talking about this. Someone else brought this up to me, or Jason brought it up to me. He's like, great. Now we have another no name.
Yes.
Who's force sensitive. I'm like, all the younglings were no names. This isn't news. Rey being a no name, it just means she's being more. Mace Windu was a no name. He didn't have a family behind him. Yoda didn't have a family behind him. Think about all the Jedi we've seen in the past. It's just now we're getting
They're
to
just
this.
random people. Yeah.
Exactly. Now we're the same concept here.
The Skywalkers, that's it.
Skywalker's everything up. But let's get to that point really quick here. Rey's family. And this is one point I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
What the way they revealed your family's nothing. It was like passing conversation.
Yeah, I'm not buying it whatsoever.
The music didn't change. His expression really didn't give much. He's like, they're nothing. You're nothing. Nothing at all. Yep, they were just a bunch of junkers and traitors. Yep.
Yeah, I think that was him just making the attempt to.
Exactly. I still think, unfortunately, it's a Luke thing.
No.
I unfortunately think it is because he needs her to help. He needed her at the time to help kill Luke. You tell him that Luke's your father, there ain't no way in hell you're going to go kill your dad that you've been searching for this whole time.
Right.
But of course, Luke has been separated from everything else. There's never been no hint of another woman. Kenobi never really had a hint of another woman. He may have been communicating with Qui-Gon down when he was on Tatooine, and Qui-Gon went, dude, go get laid, or something like that.
Isn't the Jedi actually against relationships and actually any form of that?
They are.
I mean, even though books aren't canon, Mara Jade for Luke.
Yeah, he did have a relationship.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that was the books. Yeah, the relationships aren't. Hold on,
They're shunned.
They're not supposed to, but because you're supposed to unconditionally love everything. You're supposed to have unconditional love for the universe. They weren't completely shunned for having like wives, as long as it wasn't like it was just like sex. I thought it was like it was.
Well, no, because love leads to anger, which leads.
They never said love ever lived.
It's all the whole passion and lust and all that. It leads to the dark side. It sways you from the light. Relationships are
desired emotions are bad.
Yeah.
Like
is what they were going for.
Like even in the Star Wars MMO game I play, it's in there. Like,
oh yeah,
relationships are forbidden of any kind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no wonder you stopped playing.
Yeah, relationships are.
I still performed them.
No, but it seemed like there was some but at that point, you got to think about that from a different point. The Jedi Order is gone. Obi-Wan's doing his own thing. Luke's doing his own thing. I'm assuming it's either going to be it's going to be a Skywalker or a Kenobi. I'm hoping Kenobi.
only reason
British accent.
Well, no. That's my argument for it. But
well, I mean, I know that Disney's not classifying that as canon, but Obi-Wan did have one love, and that was the Queen of Mandalore.
Yes,
obviously.
That was his love, and he told her, if I was not committed to the Order, I would find you and marry you. Like he really was in love with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, but that was not.
But
I just think the ages throw everything off for.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Her to be a Kenobi.
I know. I was saying granddaughter. Obi-Wan granddaughter makes perfect sense for timeline.
It does. Kind of.
I mean,
that's if he actually did find another love. But to me, Kenobi was more of a one guy love.
Okay, but you're going to Mandalorian thing from a novel again. That doesn't count.
But then then you're going to break they're going to break everything that we knew about Ben Kenobi.
Yes, they would.
Okay, well, all right.
The mouse runs all.
That's okay.
On top of that, also it was go into hiding, become a hermit, go onto this planet, watch over him, and he's like, okay, well, I'm no longer really, I'm not really a Jedi. I'm not really part of the Order anymore.
So it's Aunt Beru? That's his mother?
Her mother? Wow. Oh,
wow. There we go.
I'm feeling the stretching here.
And so is she from Kenobi. I'm sorry, I couldn't help that one. But I don't buy it. I mean, I really don't buy that it's a nobody. I mean, especially with her powerful connection at this point. But we'll see. I'm not, if it isn't, if she is a nobody, not going to be disappointed. If
a little bit.
Maybe she's the next chosen one to actually bring balance back to the Force.
So what? One?
Okay, really?
I don't know.
Anakin did bring balance to the Force.
Yeah, he wiped out everybody.
2 Jedi, 2 Sith, balance.
Yes. Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
And the Jedi had to come back and screw it all up again.
Skywalkers, bro.
Skywalkers, bro. Kyle, anything?
Great music, as always. I mean,
same songs you're used to hearing?
They had some new ones.
You almost had the whole old Cantina song playing off in the freaking casino. That tells you they made it. That tells you they made it. They made it. The Cantina band
got
made
so
it.
we're big.
I wanted more of Benicio del Toro's character.
Oh my lord! Here's the thing: he did get out in time.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see him again.
He might come. Yeah, he may come back.
I want more of him. Like, give me a movie.
That hacker dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
He probably gets hunted down. by Finn.
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, Antonio Banderas. I'm an engineer that sits behind pipes, but now I'm extremely charismatic, have confidence up the wazoo, and can fly because,
Disney magic.
Plot. That pissed me off. Why? Why does everyone know how to fly? Why can everyone understand?
You know why? Want to know why? Because she's Asian.
No, I mean, can't drive. She can't drive.
Cut that out.
Nick, you will leave that in.
And Denny.
Why does everyone understand droids? Why does everyone understand the Wookiee?
I think that's just Star Wars in general.
No, Finn doesn't understand fucking either one.
Oh, that's true. Because he's freaking
Useless.
He's useless. Yes, you're right.
Because he's a stormtrooper still.
You know what? Honestly, I would take that. I'd be the greatest, like, M. Night Shyamalan played. Did this movie have, like, a lot of plot twists in the middle? Like, halfway through, they went, hey, M. Night, what would you do right about here? Twist it, then twist it again.
What's a twist? What's a twist?
He's the actual Sith Lord.
There it is. That's the whole thing. I really want them to be like, who really trained Snoke? And then the chair turns around and it's Mickey Mouse.
Oh, God.
I would accept that. I would cry just a little bit on the inside.
It's good. I want to see it again. I eventually will. Mm-hmm. But Empire's still better.
Empire's still better. Head better.
Empire defined a generation. This one...
You had one plot twist. Get over it.
Oh.
And this one ruined its plot twist.
So? You had one fucking good scene, that plot twist, and that was all you got out of that movie. Except for 2, maybe 3 awesome moments of, I thought they smelled bad on the outside. I know. And, oh, hi, I'm Yoda. Oh, cool. That's all you got.
I don't think he ever said, oh, hi, I'm Yoda.
It doesn't matter.
What were you watching?
It practically happened that way. It's like, oh, hey, you get meet to Master Yoda.
So, no offense, the story would be better. If they made it now and let us have the technology that we had like nowadays back then,
I sure hope so.
it would be a 10 times better.
I would hope so. I would want
the same. No, I'm saying same script, same way. Just you just be like Yoda is still like the doll. It would just be better.
I would hope so. But to me, it was just boring, dragged out, and there were just only 4 good scenes. I was like, okay, I've watched that movie so many times. You only had one good twist. That was the end.
Boring. Why are you watching it so many times?
Because sometimes I miss things. Also, I watched it when I was a kid, and as an adult, you get an idea of things. You're like, okay, well, let's rewatch it again.
No. When you become an adult and you watch them, you become really jaded and you start hating things.
Yeah, well, it just, you know what? It just was not that impressive. You guys are like, oh, yeah, it's so great. Blah, blah. I go, okay, you had 4 good scenes.
And a villain that you actually cared about.
Yes.
That was it. I get it. You got
That's all you need for a movie. If you got the good guys, the good guys are going to win here.
You need more. You need more. I'm sorry. Because then you flopped it with the last movie. So it meant absolutely nothing at this point.
What, the Force Awakens?
No, not with the Force Awakens.
I was like, wait.
The Jedi Returns is like, and gonna be awesome moment. Crappy ending. Fuck all of you. This is done. And that's when I lost, again, that's when I lost hope. It's like, again, no pun intended, but it's there. You guys, I guess, for its time, great movie. Let's keep watching it over and over again. You're gonna start to understand that you only had... every time I read something in an article about this movie, I actually did my homework and research. It clearly stated it had the greatest plot twist of all time. Mm-hmm. And
if they were trying to do this today, that would have been leaked on Twitter 5 months before the movie released.
You're right, but I said, and is there more? Is there more reason to like this movie?
A great lightsaber battle between Luke and Vader, where he actually used force powers in between the fight, which gets lost except for in Revenge of the
Yeah,
Sith.
the ending part, that was the only good scene. Where
Yoda lifting the fucking jet out of the
meeting Yoda.
was awesome.
I did say meeting Yoda,
which was like literally an entire the training montage.
I said
great.
meeting Yoda. Yes, I did say meeting Yoda.
His force scenes encompass like 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah, I have to really go. You have to go think about that for like a second. Like Han opening up the door and they're being betrayed by what he would be considered one of his only friends in the universe, and then Vader being in, then being tortured, then the I
didn't really care for that scene. That was
awesome to me.
No, it was not. That was not awesome. That was like,
we're doing opinions again. We're doing opinions again.
I know, but I'm saying it was
we
not
had this
awesome.
argument before off recording.
It was just, to me, it was just not that awe-inspiring. Okay.
I asked my question: Where did Han in like the cinematic universe actually see the Force and have like actual thoughts on that? Because he never really saw the Force per se until he tried to shoot Vader, and then Vader went, "Yeah, no, gun," and took it away from him. And that's when he was like, "Oh shit, this is real." Everyone else was just like, "You're trying to block a lightsaber with a gun. Cool." I mean, he had no reason to believe until that very moment. It
didn't fill me the love that I have now for Star Wars like this did.
I'm just going with you. You value production cost more than story.
Of course, it's the mouse. The mouse has infiltrated you, hasn't it?
Well, he is a dwarf.
He's been brainwashed.
It's over.
It's the shiny lights.
Dwarves can't be brainwashed.
They'd have to have brains. They have rocks.
They got gold. They got shinies. They got the family jewels.
They have shinies, and this movie was shiny. The 80s were not shiny.
Mark, just tell him to suck on the family dwarven jewels already.
Yeah, it's like I gotta go for it. I just feel like, yeah, it's a great movie, but
I mean, we're not here to debate.
but I'm just saying, I think you're really, really sucking on that teat way too hard, in my opinion.
And you will be sucking on this teat way too hard in like a year.
I haven't said anything. I just said that it inspired my love into Star Wars again.
Oh yeah, no,
enjoyed it. That's all I said.
And pound it, awesome.
That's all I said.
But you don't have to. But what you're doing is you're now attacking like our idea of like what we thought was a better movie.
No, I said I just said I'm stating my opinion, and what you guys are doing is like no. I go, I'm just stating my opinion. All you got was this out of it, and I just showed you, and you're just getting mad.
All you got out of it. That's not all we got out of it.
No, I showed you what this was.
Yes,
that's what. And then you guys are.
All you have are these four scenes.
That's it. Yes. That's how I feel.
You.
Yes.
But the way you said it was all you got. All you got. You're saying that this is what you're driving off
what Kyle has, what Bruce has. That's what you're saying.
All right. Either way,
I got out of
this is what I see out of that, and that's it.
That's better. I like that.
That's not an attack. That's an opinion. The way you stated it was a complete and utter attack.
That's why everything's getting heated. It's like
tomato.
Why is Mark attacking us?
Semantics.
Why does Mark hate us?
I do make a lot of short jokes.
No, you do make a lot of short jokes. So,
I agree. Honestly, I do agree with you. Like it was. Last Jedi was great, and I'm hoping that it does re-spark people's love for the series.
Yeah.
Because the last move, like you got The Force Awakens, and you had to watch A New Hope, and then you watch A New Hope, and you're like, okay, The Force Awakens is A New Hope. This one was you had things that you loved from the old one, you have things that they brought back from the old stuff. You brought them all together, and it did a good job. I may sound like I'm bashing on the movie 100%. I'm not. I have fun with it because I'm like engineered to look at the bad stuff. There is fantastic, great stuff in between there. My favorite scene, bar none, was watching the effectively Achilles Hector like fight off, where you got to see like Kylo, where he's already been trained informally fighting off the Inquisitors that are on the side, which is awesome. And then you had Rey, who hadn't been trained with the lightsaber yet at all. She's only been yelled at by a secluded old man, and, and she pretty much was like very like Hector style, very rough, very coarse in her fighting styles, and was like getting her butt kicked by. As soon as someone pulled out two weapons, she was done.
Yeah,
she went, dual wielding. He was like,
"I'm dual wield before.
I'm still taking on 3 people over here. We're good to go." And then, but that fight right there, like especially when they looked at each other and they were like, and then they slow motioned it and they went right back to real time. Awesome fight. That was like, then you had the freaking light speed. Like crash through right after that.
Oh yeah,
which was awesome. Like literally, that whole 15 to 20 minutes was amazing to me. So I'm not trying to say like I hate the film. I just like nitpicking things. it's what I do. It's my life.
Oh man.
But no, it was. I like the fact that Snoke was very manipulative towards Kylo too. Like at first he was like, you'll never be Vader.
But isn't that what Siths do?
Yes, yeah. And that's why I think that's where Kylo stopped and just went.
Which is why they're all
wait a minute.
Yeah, which is why they're all a bunch of crybabies and lose anyway.
Yeah,
no matter what, they're gonna lose. Mm-hmm. It's like no matter how much power you're gaining, you're still gonna lose.
Let them win.
No, you know what? I would take a win.
And the saga,
with the Sith winning, that would be amazing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. That would be the greatest plot twist of all time.
That would be a great plot twist.
Like literally having the.
It's very anti-mouse.
Very
anti-mouse. Yes.
Have aliens.
I'm for anti-mouse.
Have the xenomorphs come out of nowhere and start taking over the galaxy.
Yeah, see.
Give Predator a lightsaber.
The Predator starts chasing. Like literally, it's like, and hey, I found a new species we could teach force powers to. He's got the claw down, but it's 2 lightsabers instead. Yes.
Cloaking device, but all you see are 2 lightsabers.
Yes, I am totally in for it. And the Predator, they're going to be the light side, and the Xenomorphs are obviously the Sith.
And then the Na'vi can come in from Avatar.
Next thing you know, Hellraiser pops out. He's Darth.
We're just throwing everything here, aren't we?
Everything that Mickey Mouse just bought, yes.
Why not?
You know what? I think it's now official.
So wait, does that make Thanos the ultimate Sith Lord?
You know what? I think it's now official for an ultimate fight in arena where the mouse just hovers over and just watches every single character go out and kill each other.
No, they haven't bought Toei Animation yet.
Oh, no, don't you dare!
Disney, you heard it first from us. We own it.
Oh, Jesus. That'd be great right there.
dude.
It's like next thing you know, the Sith are trying to take over the universe, and Barris just shows up. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just gonna stop
It
this.
turns out those two little kids are actually Mickey Mouse.
Oh God! they can Toei Animation Goku, and everyone's, hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh no.
Oh my God, that'd be the worst crossover.
But would it?
You would really,
Would
it
it?
really would be. It'd be Obi-Wan Kenobi looking over at Goku. You will leave me alone. I'll leave you alone, simple-minded bastard.
I feel like that website now, Salty Bit, would actually have more relevance.
Oh, jeez. If you've ever been on saltybet.com, you can just, they have a Mugen engine running, which is just a bunch of fighting characters on a Dreamcast platform.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And you can just bet on fights.
oh God.
And it's literally like they have A class, they have S tier, A tier, X tier, like people you don't really bet on. And then you have tournaments, so you get to watch like Vegeta fight it off against Batman, and see who would win. And then like anime characters, you just have no idea why the heck Knight Rider's fighting. why Knight Rider's going after frickin' Scorpion from Mortal Kombat? I don't understand what's going on here.
The Alien Queen just dropping aliens in a 50-second timer against one character.
Yeah, you have to live through the 50-second timer.
Yes.
That's the Mugen engine. It's a really cool video game that you can buy and play every
nice.
character. But I mean, no, they own everything now. I'll go ahead. What do you think out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Chris?
8.
8.5. I'm gonna be right in the middle on this one. No, I am honestly. I didn't.
Yeah,
It was good. I like nitpicking things, so that's kind of like.
I know.
I think that's what everyone doesn't get anymore about movies. It's like good movies are good, but like it doesn't make the flaws that happened in the side. None the rest less relevant.
Right.
I'm gonna and a 2.5 hour movie, you're gonna find and nitpick the flaws.
Yes.
You have a lot of time to think.
There's not.
Like, I don't really have to go to the bathroom during movies, but fuck, I'm sitting at the end of my seat for that last half hour just going, all right, dude, seriously, we just cut it right here. It's like, I had someone look at me, are you this excited? No, I got pissed. It was bad. To me, it was just long. It was long for no reason. And you have like half the movie was Kings of Exposition. What's up?
It was like 45 minutes left on the cutting room floor, though. Before editing, it was like a 3.5 hour movie.
I mean, I will admit that
That would've hurt.
Yeah, but like,
I would have loved that.
I would have, but if I would have expected that, I didn't know the runtime on this. I didn't look it up prior to this.
I knew it was the longest Star Wars movie.
I mean, come on, we did sit through Transformers Extinction.
I sat through an extended Batman vs Superman.
Extinction was still longer.
Yes, but BVS was more painful.
Whoa, that's a fight right there.
Both movies. Were
That's an
painful
argument.
to watch.
Tune in next time.
Martha's Martha, but like it's halfway through the movie, we decide to stop speaking English and go right into subtitles.
Marky Mark.
See,
Alrighty.
Henry Cavill.
What was Extinction Marky Mark? I really don't.
It was
remember.
Marky Mark. It was Marky Mark.
I've completely just mind dumped all of Transformers.
All right. I mean, I guess I'll cut it right there. Give me your top 3, Mark, in order.
It's gonna have to be right now. Personal favorites.
I don't care about
personal
numbers.
favorites. Last Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope.
I don't
Chris?
have any top 3. 4.
Awesome.
Empire, Hope, Last Jedi.
Ooh, Empire Hope, Last Jedi.
That's actually based on facts, literally.
No, that's just,
Really? My opinion is based on facts?
No, I was just saying. It's like, wow.
I don't look at facts.
he has.
No, I have a thing that's like, wow. He just stated off like his list is actually what the stats say on the facts too.
Empire, Jedi, and I was gonna go with. I liked A New Hope. I did, but I don't know. I was really like watching Luke actually do things. I was gonna go with. I was gonna have to move Return.
Porkins, bro.
Poor Porkins. Poor Porkins. I have to put Return on top of that, and then New Hope just right after that. So it's like those two are like a close one for me. That's a close one for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotcha.
But I actually liked watching lightsabers. I liked watching Jedi. I didn't. I watch like TNT's been running all of them all weekend. So
Yeah,
for
I
us,
got
and
it,
it's just
yeah.
been like. And then you got to put like Revenge of the Sith somewhere in there just for that one fight scene. If you could just fast
That
forward.
one fight scene was
You
great.
could,
Yeah.
If you could fast forward to like.
I mean, you put Clone Wars in for the Dooku Yoda fight.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, you get to see Yoda
And
fight for
you
the first
put
time.
Phantom Menace in there for Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, and then Obi-Wan finishing off Darth Maul.
Yes, and then they're all the way at the bottom of my list.
They're pretty.
But
yeah,
those
they're pretty
fights
there.
are near the top. Because
Oh yeah, the
Fights are
they
at the
put
top. but the
production into
movies
them.
are-
Oh yeah, the tops. Yeah, the fights are at the top. Like it was just, but the emotion of the Anakin Obi-Wan fight, you felt
Yeah,
that
you did.
emotion more than you felt like any of those other fights you brought up.
I don't know. You kind of felt the emotion for Obi-Wan when
Okay, you for the
With
last
Qui-Gon dying.
2 minutes of that fight. Once Qui-Gon died, then Obi-Wan had a real reason to fight Darth Maul. Before
but
it was
you
just
felt emotion.
at the end, you cocksucker.
But you felt emotion.
I felt emotion the whole time on the other fight. Then you will die. All right.
But we knew the ending to that fight.
Oh, we all knew the ending to every fight.
It is true.
Obi-Wan's gonna die to Darth Maul. Wait a minute.
But we didn't know how Obi-Wan was going to die to Darth Maul.
Death gives you strength.
Death gives. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for that one. Death gives you strength.
But it does give you strength.
It really does.
Death gives you extreme willpower.
Cut me down in anger, and I will be stronger than you will ever be.
This is absolutely amazing. We've got like an hour and a half. I'm now just arguing now for over semantics of everything.
Semantics.
Of everyone saying things.
Good times.
I love. It's fun for me. I have a great time. I mean, you guys are great. It's coming close to the end of the year here. We're going to talk probably about our 2017 top favorites next time.
Okay.
On Christmas Eve. It's going to be interesting if Chris can't make it.
If we do it early enough, can't be done at 1.
No. We'll do it early.
We have to be at like 10.
I'm fine with that. I have nothing going on Christmas Eve. I'm just going to be sitting here.
As he kicks up the dirt.
kick up the dirt in my house. I'll be sitting
Tumbleweeds.
here. I'll be sitting here watching like the amazing Christmas movie in Die Hard. It is.
It's Christmas Eve. It's all about Christmas Story.
Ooh, yeah, I could do that.
Gremlins.
Maybe A Wonderful Life.
I'm going with Gremlins 1.
Oh, there you go. That's not a bad one. I could deal with that. That's it, people. Come on onto our Facebook and tell us your favorite, what would be considered a Christmas movie.
That'd be a good one, yeah.
I dig it.
I want to know what they are.
I mean, mine was actually a Christmas movie.
I know.
in the title.
That's why I ignored you.
Gremlins took place during Christmas.
I'm so in a lot.
So did Die Hard.
That's why I call
Still
it
a Christmas movie.
Mark, what about you?
Home Alone.
Cop out.
No,
No, that's not a cop out. You know,
Yeah.
you know
Not
what?
Christmas until you see Hans Gruber fall off the Nakatomi Tower.
That's not a cop.
okay.
You know what would have been a cop out? A Christmas Carol. That would have been a cop out.
There's definitely.
Which variation?
A Christmas Carol, like,
Or we can go watch Christmas Vacation.
or Christmas Vacation.
Clearly, Donald Duck is Scrooge.
Oh, that's what I need to watch. This
Bah Humduck?
No, fuck that. Scrooged.
Oh,
I have to get Bill Murray in at least one time.
Okay.
Gotta love that movie. But that's it. I guess we're gonna cut it right there. I mean, this seems like I dragged it out long enough.
You're dragging it out, yes.
Are
We're
we
not-
really dragging, though?
I mean, I think
we?
it's been a fun just
I was like,
conversation.
are we? I think it's fun.
I mean, I think I've like come off with things off the top of the cuff at the moment, just like the top of my head.
Not hair.
Yep. No. Hair is definitely coming off the top.
It's sticking to the back.
Yep. No, it's still down here. It's like right here at the top. It's just coming right off. Just pulling it, listening to like all these Disney fucking things. All the DC movies have made me go bald over the past couple of years. I guess that'll call it for here. Next weekend, like I said, we'll probably do some top 10s. It'll probably just be 3 of us doing this one. Maybe calling in some friends. Maybe anyone wants to come by and talk. Chris will be it.
Friends?
I have those. Leave me alone.
we?
There's not here.
Yeah, actually, I'll be out of state. with
You'll be
my
able to
family.
stay with your family. That's why I said Chris won't be here. Neither will Birdie, so I won't be able to grab him. Mark, you going anywhere?
Probably.
Me and Kyle sitting down like an hour just talking.
It's the holidays. You get vacation time on one day a year, maybe?
No, I get like 15 days vacation.
I got a
I get
full.
11.
I got a full 10 days. 11. Yeah.
Well, it's 11 because New Year's falls on Monday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep, and that's why I'm taking 2 4-day weekends in a row. It's gonna be beautiful.
Fantastic.
I know. All right. Thank you for everyone stopping by, for everyone who talked, everyone who's going to be listening to this later. We stream this on Twitch. Find us at twitch.tv/ComicClowns. Come down and talk to us. Join conversations inside of the chat rooms. If you want to watch the vlog on this, it'll be on YouTube. Not to mention, posted on our wall or on our Twitch videos. This is Bruce the War Chief Hoover.
Mark the Dwarf Kokiachik.
Christian Enforcer Vasquez.
And oddly satisfying enough for what we just talked about, Kyle Darth Cooch cooking up.
Nice. Good job, Kyle. Good job. We're proud of you on that one.
I am one of the fourth, and the force is with me.
There it is.
I could have swore you said I'm one of the fourth, and I'm like, wait, what? I heard fourth. I'm like, that
I
works.
mean, I am.
The fourth. I mean, it works on this one. All right, you guys, everyone else, have a great day, all right?